everyone. Hope you're all having a great, wonderful day. Today we're going to be talking about Among the Beast and Briars by Ashley Poston. I really like this book. It was when I immediately saw the title and the cover artwork, I was immediately drawn to it because I immediately thought this is going to be a fairy tale. I love fairy tales. If you follow me, you know it. Fairy tales, Greek mythology, those are like my jam. Um, and I was immediately drawn in by the cover artwork and the title. You think Beast and Briars, immediately went through Sleeping Beauty and Beauty and the Beast. Those were like my two things that I thought of. So I have to say I was not let down by this novel. Poston did an incredible job with this storytelling, and I do love the storytelling. I love this opening chapter, and it's a fairy tale. Well, I guess you can say it's a fairy tale. It's a one-page, couple paragraphs of the tale of the crown of Aliora. I hope I'm saying that right. Aliora, right? The main character's home. And then the next page is just one line that says, "It's a lie." So you're given this little snippet of history of this world, and it's kind of written in a very lyrical way that is reminiscent of a fairy tale. And then you have this next page that say, "It's a lie." It's a lie. I was just sucked in at that moment. I was just like, ooh, intriguing. So I was impressed. That's a very strong opening, in my personal opinion. I do love how she lures you in with this story and then this one line. I thought that was impactful. My mother always tells me good writers, she tells me this to help me out as a writer, and she's not wrong. Good writers say more with less. And I learned this as well throughout, I went to Emerson College, I was a writing, literature, and publishing major, and I learned that as well, kind of reinforced my thought process as not just a writer, but as a reader as well. So there is truth to that saying, to what my mother says. A good writer says more with less. It makes me think of Wednesday Addams. I've been watching a lot of Addams Family lately. I mean, it's October. Come on. So it's a lie. That's 3 words. And it was so impactful to just kind of see that in this story. And I was just like, oh, it packs a punch. There is lots of truth to that. It does pack a punch. And this story, it's very short and sweet. That's what I like. Another thing I loved about it. It has a very strong opening, and then now we're into the story. It's following Ceres. She is the daughter to the royal gardener. She has magic. She's one of the few people, other than the royalties, who has magic because of an incident when she was a child. She got lost in the dark woods, and she was fortunate enough to come out with just this magic instead of being wood cursed. So that was interesting. I do like this little tidbit. And I also like how Poston just doesn't unload everything about Ceres' backstory right in the get-go. She builds to it. She gives you the history when the context needs it. She doesn't just bog you down with information upon information. No, she builds to it. So you get to learn about Ceres, how her magic is, why she's so strongly connected to the royal family. You get to know them and understand their dynamics in a really nice way. It's very pleasant to read. It keeps the momentum of the story up, and that's what I loved about it. Because that momentum does not falter. I read this book in a day. I couldn't put it down. I started reading it, I think, at 1 a.m. And then, of course, I had to put it down to go to sleep. But then that very next day, slow day at work, read it, finished it. And I was like, this is a good book. And I love that. I love when a book just sucks me in to the storytelling. You know, I think the pacing is key here because you have this coronation. You know, it starts off with the coronation, and then bam, disaster happens, and it's in Ceres and the crown, the mystical crown. It's in Ceres, the mystical crown. Her pet fox, not really her pet. He just follows her around. He's like, hey, I'm gonna chill here for a little bit, and they encounter a bear in the forest named Vala. I think it's, you know, it's just really good. It's a good story. I can't say that enough. I really did enjoy the storytelling here. I loved the progression. I loved the adventure. I loved the magic. I like how it progressed and evolved and grew. You know, there are lots of plot twists thrown into the story, and I do think that they are well developed. You know, they fit. Once again, Poston, the author, she does an excellent job of structuring her story so that she doesn't just bog you down with information. She layers it to keep you intrigued, to keep the momentum up, to keep the magic in the story alive. And I really do think that that is the sign of a really good author. If they are able to do that, you have my attention. So now I kind of want to read all of Poston's other books, which are a little outside. They're more contemporary. Not to say that I don't read contemporary fiction. I do. But they're not the first thing I pick up. This is something I would pick up. You know, beautiful cover, great title. I mean, it's just a good story, and it really did not disappoint me, which I'm very happy for, because lately I've been getting let down a lot this year. I've been reading a lot of books. Usually, if you look back years, you probably have only one or two less than stellar reviews. This year, I have like a bunch. I've been let down a lot this year, I think. So it's nice when I encounter a book and I'm not let down by it. I like not being let down. Oops, excuse me, sorry. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. My sinuses have been really bad lately. But thankfully today, I'm recording, I can actually breathe. But anyway, like I was saying, this story makes me happy. It makes me happy. I hope you can see that it makes me happy. And I like a good story that makes me happy. But, you know, other than good storytelling, it really does have good characterization. You have Ceres. I like her self-doubt. She doesn't let her self-doubt, for the most part, control her, but she does say this, not so often that it's annoying, but often enough that it's memorable. You know, she's like, I'm just the royal gardener's daughter. What can I do? So it's up to people to be like, you have magic. You're tied to the forest. You are capable of so much. I think that is a lesson for a lot of readers out there. If you ever think that you're just a girl or just a boy or just a person who can't make an impact on the world, one voice can make a strong impact. I mean, you just have to look at all the voices out there that were one person. You know, you have Martin Luther King Jr. He was one person. But he made his voice heard, you know. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, one person. She made her voice heard. These are just a couple of examples, just the first two that come to my mind, of people who have made their voices heard. And there are a lot of people out there, you know, who are making their voices heard for the wrong reasons. in my opinion. But anyone can make their voice heard, I think. This is me making my voice heard. I never thought about starting a YouTube channel, and yet here I am doing it. I didn't think people wanted to watch book reviews, but I'm doing it because it turns out there are people out there who want to watch YouTube book reviews. So I think that's an important message in this book, that translates to the reader and it does connect to them on an emotional level. Like, you may be just a fox and you're just a royal gardener's daughter and you're just a mayor, but you can do impossible magical things if you just set your mind to it and make yourself heard. And I do love that message in this story. And she grows, Sarah, she does grow throughout the story, and I really do think it's impressive, her character growth. It's not exceptional. Once again, it's a fast-paced story. It's just moving, moving, moving. However, it is worth noting her character development because she does find that strength near the end. She's like, no, you need to let me do this. I can do this, and that's a powerful moment for the story. Then you have Fox. Like I said, she had a fox following her around. He turns human. And he's like, I'm a fox. What do you expect? I just run and hide. He grows as well. And I love that about him. He grows. I do like how Fox grows and develops as a character. He goes from being a fox to a human to fox to human. It's really well done. It was a really nice, pleasant surprise, too. And oh my god. He makes so many bad puns. They're great. I love it. I loved it. It's just a whole paragraph of bad puns, and he's just like, you can totally imagine him, and that's what I love, how vivid it is, how Poston really does bring these characters to life through their language, through their humor, through the tension. You really can picture these characters, and they make you laugh. They make you feel things, and I think that that's important. If a story makes you feel things and connects to you, and I think I've said this before, then the author is doing their job. Then they are doing it well. They are connecting to you through their story. And I thought it was incredible how that's done and how well written it was. Now, like I said, their dynamic, it's really strong. I do like the growth of their relationship and the growth of their dynamic. I do think it is well done and well structured. And nothing bad. I'm not going to say anything bad because I did like this book. I can't really think of anything wrong with it. So, I'm debating whether or not to give it 5 stars. I think when I wrote my review, I gave it 4 stars because that's like my staple, 4 stars. And then I let it sit with me. And sometimes I change it. Sometimes I leave it the same. Talking about it now, I think I'm going to give it 5 stars. It's just really fun. It's a fun, action-packed read. You can blow through it because you're just sucked in. I was reading this book in the car ride to work. I was reading it at work. I couldn't put it down. I didn't want to put it down, more importantly. I wanted to read it. I wanted to be like, yeah, okay. Huh? You needed my help with something? Sorry, I'm busy reading. That was kind of me at work. No, I'm well more behaved at work. I do give my customers their full attention. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give Among the Beasts and Briars 5 stars. It really is an exceptional read. I really do think it is impactful and action-packed, and it's just so well written. So you can go ahead and purchase this book off of bookshop.org. I will include a link in the description below if money's tight, which I understand. Please check out this book from your local library. It definitely is a book worth reading, especially if you love action, adventure, magic, princess in disguise. Come on. It's worth reading. And I hope you'll continue to support me by liking this channel and subscribing to it. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And as always, happy reading, everyone.